Hello, and welcome to this advanced English listening practice.
In this channel, you will improve your English through deep and meaningful conversations.
This is not simple English. This is real English for real understanding.
Listen carefully. Do not try to understand every word. Follow the ideas.
You will now hear a conversation between two speakers.
Stay with the audio until the end. Your listening will improve with every minute.
Let's begin. Many English learners say something very interesting. They say, I have studied English for years. I know many words. I understand grammar. But when native speakers talk, I understand nothing. Why does this happen to so many people?
This happens because most learners study English in the wrong way. They study English with their eyes, not with their ears. They become very good at reading and writing, but their brain is never trained to process spoken English in real time. When you read, you control the speed. You can stop, go back, and think. But when you listen, the speaker controls the speed. The words arrive quickly, connected, and often reduced. If your brain is trained for translation, it cannot keep up.
So the problem is not vocabulary or grammar.
Exactly. Vocabulary and grammar are important, but they are not the main problem in listening. The real problem is how the brain tries to understand spoken language. Most learners try to translate every word they hear, but spoken English does not give you time to translate. By the time you translate the first word, the speaker is already at the end of the sentence.
That explains why many learners feel stressed when listening. They feel lost after only a few seconds.
Yes, because they are listening in the wrong way. Listening is not about hearing individual words. Listening is about recognizing sound patterns and meaning groups. Native speakers do not hear word by word. They hear chunks of sound that carry meaning.
Can you give an example of these sound chunks?
Of course. Take this sentence. What are you going to do? A learner expects to hear each word clearly, but a native speaker says something like, what you gonna do? The words change shape. They connect. They become music, not text. If your brain is waiting for clear dictionary words, you will miss the meaning.
So learners are waiting to hear written English, but real English sounds very different.
That is correct. Real English is sound before it is text. This is why children can understand their first language perfectly without ever studying grammar. They listen for thousands of hours. Their brain learns the music of the language.
Are you saying that adults must learn English like children?
In listening, yes. Adults have an advantage in vocabulary and logic. But in listening, they must be patient like children. They must allow the brain to get used to the sounds without forcing translation.
Many learners become frustrated because they do not understand everything. What should they do in that situation?
They must change their goal. The goal of listening is not to understand every word. The goal is to understand the general idea. If you try to catch every word, you will lose the sentence. If you relax and follow the idea, your brain will slowly adapt.
That sounds difficult for many learners. They want to understand perfectly.
Perfection is the enemy of progress in listening. Listening is training, and training is always uncomfortable at first. Feeling confused is actually a sign that the brain is working in a new way.
This is very different from how English is usually taught in schools.
Yes, schools focus on reading, writing, and grammar because they are easy to test. Listening is harder to measure, so it is often ignored. But in real life, listening is the most important skill.
How does daily listening change the brain?
Through a process called neuroplasticity. This means the brain can change its structure based on experience. Every time you listen carefully, your brain builds new pathways for understanding sound patterns. Over time, these pathways become faster and stronger.
So one day, learners suddenly realize they understand without translating?
Exactly. This is the breakthrough moment. They hear a sentence and understand it instantly. No translation, no stress, just meaning.
What practical advice can you give to learners who want to reach this level?
Listen every day. Listen to long conversations. Avoid subtitles. Repeat the same audio many times. Do not test yourself. Train yourself. Stay with the sound.
And how is listening connected to speaking?
Speaking is the result of good listening. You cannot produce sounds that you have never truly heard. When your brain becomes familiar with English sounds, speaking becomes natural and automatic.
So the secret to fluency is not speaking practice first, but listening practice first.
Absolutely. Listening is the foundation of fluency. Grammar builds structure. Vocabulary provides words. But listening teaches you how English really lives.
This changes the way we think about learning English completely.
Yes, from today, learners should stop learning English only with their eyes. They must start learning with their ears.
Thank you for these insights. I believe many learners will start listening in a new way after this conversation.
I hope so, because once listening becomes easy, English stops being a subject and becomes a natural part of the mind.